my people. Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We're an experienced and certified detective council of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is about to educate you with facts and not propaganda or hyperbole by the government or its minions. I hate criminals with a passion and their supporters. I do believe that every criminal must live in fear for their lives and not the law abiding citizens. That is the reason why I do believe in preemptive strike. When I said preemptive strike, I'm talking about the same strategy that the Americans and the Russians and the Israelis have carried about against terrorists in their states, and they will use drones to take them out or other way means that is necessary. People who have threatened and drive fear and terrorize the citizens. The unrelenting, sustaining, and well planned attack on the police force for the past 32 years and its members have been at an all time high. It is like a roaring volcano with a revenge and a vengeance. And the only people that our youths emulate are the people who are known killers, dons, gunmen, and people who do not respect the rights of others, the laws of Jamaica, and a matter of fact, our police. Their partners, their partners in crime are the government, ministers, and members of parliament of the day, and the politicians in the Jamaican parliament. What are we witnessing in Jamaica? The killing of our citizens in middle day is unprecedented and is done with confidence by the killers who know that they are protected species in Jamaica. There are no repercussions when these young men kill other Jamaicans, even police officers, because the response is slim to none, as no life in Jamaica is more important than the other, even the people who are not contributing to the upliftment of Jamaica. So, what is happening in Jamaica? What these people have been able to change the narrative is that when a police officer is killed, it's not it's no difference than in time a common boy kill another common boy. Another coat kill another coat. But the coats they are not contributing to the society, are putting their life on the line for the states or for the safety of others. But that's how the people, the so-called elitists and educators want the people in Jamaica to feel and think. And that's what we're seeing happening. Because when a police officer is murdered and the people cry out, they are like, his life is more important than ours. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the police force and its members are subconsciously, unconsciously incompetent because they are under the ire of the anti-police populace and the prime minister and the minister of government, also the opposition leaders and its members. The politicians on both sides of the political aisles in Jamaica Parliament make sure that they have used the legislative branch of government to decapitate the police force and its members by enacting anti-police laws and pro-criminal laws, thus making them impotent, sterile by enacting laws in Parliament that have severe consequences on the police psyche, thus making the policeman or woman, the police members afraid of doing their job and protecting themselves because there are so many agencies that's there for them to answer to. The government has done a wonderful job for the criminal by making the police irrelevant, not respected, and most of all hated by the people as public servants, but more as their enemies, as it is the police job to make the people's lives better. Growing up in Jamaica in the 70s and 80s, Listening to other people talk around you, where they live, you would think that the police have done something bad to them, as if the police are the one who creating policies and doing things, to create employment. So the police is the one that's eating. And you have to understand that Jamaican people are very violent, very indisciplined. They have no regards for law. And the only thing that Jamaican people understand is force. You cannot, if you speak to Jamaican people in a soft one, they don't get it. So you have to speak to them. They are like Jamaican people brains are backwards. And these are people that cannot think. You understand? So that's how it is. The laws in Jamaica do not have any teeth when it comes to punishing criminals for their crimes. In executing these killers, executing killers in Jamaica, that's a fantasy. It is more attractive, lucrative, and easier for you to become a gunman in Jamaica. The reverence you will receive is one for the ages because the populace has seen all the politicians treating these miscreants. Youths don't aspire to be police officers anymore, or doctors, lawyers, engineers. Those people are losers. They are aspiring to become murderers and dopey makers because those are the people that they look up to as role models. And thanks to this government, St. Andrew Holiness Administration, and the other 62 members of parliament, our culture of violence has gotten worse over the years with no abatement in sight, as the benefits for the criminals are getting better. Taxpayers are paying the hefty legal fees of these parasites. Can you believe that the government has a socialist policy when it comes to crime? Yes, the Jamaican government has a socialist policy toward criminals. So, when these people go out there, they commit their crimes, the first thing, and they are arrested and charged, the first thing the state has to provide an attorney for that criminal, that suspect, before he is arrested and charged, and interview with that lawyer present. So everything has been put there to protect the criminals, but there is nothing there to protect the police, who is supposed to be protecting the people. So this is how socialism works in Jamaica. So the Jamaican politicians, they have upped up their war against the police, that they even socialize criminality. So you understand what I'm saying? So when when a criminal commits crime, they don't have to worry about their family or them finding any money for legal representation. The government making taxpayers' money available to fund criminals. So the taxpayers who are paying to get better roads and stuff like that, those money that's supposed to be going to better roads, schooling, buying, setting up things in the school for our kids so that the kids them can get better education. The government is diverting that money for the criminals. You understand? So it is. So you have to understand. So the system is designed for the criminals in every way to protect them. Taxpayers' money is made available to fund criminals, attorney for the worst people who's among the Jamaican people who are the parasites, the criminals. So when somebody rob you and kill your relative, that person, when that person, if and when that person is arrested, the lawyer that comes to represent that person is paid by the same person who was killed or the same person who was shot, family member who are paying taxes. This is not coming from the criminals or the criminals' friends. They don't have to do that anymore. The government makes sure Delroy Chuck and St. Andrew Holiness and the other parliament here and make sure that they have done this. You understand? So it is something that the people etch in their psyche proudly, that they have socialism in criminality. They breed, eat, and sleep violence because they are such an illiterate set of people who hates education, thus making they lack communication skills. And a lot of police officers are like them too, and operate as organic robots, knowing that the government will protect them in every way from the police force by bringing to the fore law, and that's how we got the Indicom Act. There's a lot of agency that the police have to be accountable to, and they will use these agency will persecute the police officers and make sure that the Jamaican Constitution does not protect them. Name Indicom. Also making sure that the police are the most hated group of people in Jamaica by demonizing, ostracizing, and smearing them so that when they are killed, the people can celebrate and the seed planted for the inevitable. Unfortunately, at this channel, we have bad news reporting the death of one of our own. Yes, student constable Devon Brown. That is heart wrenching and it's sad that one of our own, this 26-year-old young man who was killed in Nagatown in Withorn, Westmoreland by gunmen on Wednesday night, November 17, 2021. The parish of Westmoreland, although it is under an SOE, which means state of emergency, in which the security forces set up sentry in which are the average person entry points into the communities. The citizens with valid identification can be checked and given the go ahead or green light to make sure that they have legal reasons to enter in the community so they can sleep in peace. And some of them are getting the chance to live a little longer because there are no policies for these men to deter them from killing other Jamaicans. You understand? It is a form of occupation by outside forces invading another community, which is the government, is the occupier. Whether or not you like this Prime Minister St. Andrew Holness or not, I am going out on a limb to tell the Jamaican people that this man is one of the worst and the most incompetent leader ever, who has presided over the carnage and marauding gunmen killing our people without any repercussion from the security force. The reason for this is that the Prime Minister and the other 62 members of Parliament are criminal supporters and protectors of the criminal, and everything about the police they hated, every single one of them. PMP LGBTQ plus and JLP LGBTQ plus members. Today is November 19, 2021 at about 11 p.m. At this channel. I want to offer my deepest condolences to the late student constable, Devon Brown. He was murdered in the community where he was born and raised at the hands of people who knew him and that he is a member of the security force. Because they are protected species in Jamaica, they knew that killing him was no big deal. Killing a police officer in Jamaica is nothing special, as police officers' lives are no more relevant than the ordinary citizens. But what most people do not know, if these heartless men can kill members of the security force, what will they do to the ordinary citizens? The late student Constable Brown was an excellent, honest, decent, ethical, and at times charming young man who was loved by his peers when he was a student at the Petersville High School, Westmoreland. This information was relayed to me by two of his classmates that he was a very disciplined person who was quiet and focused. The news of his loss profoundly saddens me. My most sincere condolences to his mother, siblings, friends, and colleagues of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I can't manage what the family of Constable Brown must be feeling right now. But I want you to know that we mourn his loss too, because we are all colleagues and former members of the police force in Jamaica. The reason why the gunmen kill him is that they know that the system is there to protect them from any form of repercussion, and and if they are convicted in any court in a matter of 10 years, the killers will return to the community to kill again. Jamaica is not a real place for decent people. It is a criminal's paradise. The government has included socialism in the criminal justice system. This is a dream come true for the late Michael Manley. The criminal socialism in the government budget has emboldened the criminals to commit crimes because they know that their families and loved ones won't have to find any money to put on a good defense by hiring big time attorneys at law. The government makes it mandatory that they will pay the bill for the high price lawyers. The former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson of the PMP LGBTQ plus party championed this bill during the 1990s, in which victims of crimes are paying 3 times for the wrongs that these men have done to them by providing food for them while they're in custody and money to defend them in court and money for them to appeal their conviction for their crime. So we know that crime pays in Jamaica because the criminal does not have to worry about representation in court, and the taxpayers are paying for their defense lawyer. Your son, brother, friend, neighbors, and colleagues lost his life because the government does not value his life or the lives of law-abiding citizens of Jamaica, only the lives of the parasites who have taken this young man's life. It is a pity that we live in a time when criminals are the ones who are protected by the government and the people are on their own. It is really sad. Please accept my deepest condolences because I know that words cannot bring back Constable Brown, but the memories of him will forever live on in your memory. Rest in eternal peace, Constable Brown, and hopefully justice will be swift for the ones who are on the run. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. Please remember to subscribe. If you have not done so, share, click on the bell, and comment below. Have yourself a blessed day and all the best to you. Peace. One love.